Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tovah, and today's 10-minute yoga class is going to be all about loosening up tension in the shoulders. So it is only a 10-minute practice, so let's get cracking. Beginning on all fours for today's practice, just starting with a little bit of movement as we go through some gentle cat and cows. As you inhale, lift your tail, lift your head, look forward. As you exhale, scoop the tail under around your back, drop your chin. Continuing through that movement a couple of times, making it as big and robust as you can and as feels good for your body. Aiming to initiate the movements through your tail and finish with your head, just so our neck isn't being overworked here. And we put a little bit more focus in the other parts of the spine that don't move as freely. Perfect. And just give yourself a little bit of room here as we start to stretch out and come into puppy pose. So starting with our knee and our hip straight over top of one another, how we just were, bringing your elbows to come down to the mat. And this could look like your forehead coming to the floor as well. You could also stick a cushion underneath your head if you prefer. Your head might not reach the ground, that's fine. And if this feels a little bit too intense, you can walk your hands back some and come partway into child's pose, or maybe you're going to come all the way into resting child's pose. So there's lots of options for you here. Just finding the right amount of chest and shoulder opening for you today. And let's begin to make our way out of puppy stretch or your variation of child's and come all the way down onto your tummy. Good, and I like to call this posture, it's a big giant hug. So you're gonna crisscross your arms, it doesn't matter which way you go first, and just rock a little bit side to side until you kind of tighten up the hug, the squeeze if you will, until you get to the place that feels comfortable for you. Take your legs a little bit apart. Just allow your head to drop here. And this posture is going to look very different from person to person, especially depending on how much tissue you have up front, if you get my drift. So you might be able to reach your head down to the floor. You might feel comfortable resting your head on a cushion, or it might feel good just to let it kind of dangle here or maybe rest on your arm. And likewise, you can change the position or add or take away a little bit more pressure by walking yourself forward. So the more over top of your shoulders you are, the little more intense the stretch is, backing off a little bit more to make it a little bit gentler. And today's practice is short. It's just a nice little stretch break, either to break up your day, or maybe you're using this to start your morning, or to unwind at the end of the day. But I always like to say, everybody has time for 10 minutes. So if you could commit to 10 minutes of yoga a day, imagine how amazing your body will feel at the end of a week, at the end of a month, or at the end of a year. And then of course, if you can pepper in a few longer classes, great, but it's the repetition that really is the magical part. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and switch sides, so just take your time as you come out. If there's any stretches or movements that you need to do here. And then when you're ready, begin to crisscross the opposite way. And you probably have one direction that feels more comfortable than the other. And then just settling in when you arrive here. And in this posture, you really want to make sure that you're not clenching or tightening up your buttocks. So often when people are lying on their tummy, they're subconsciously tightening. Taking one more big deep breath here. And then again, let's slowly release. And just let yourself come all the way down. Taking a couple of breaths. Perfect. And then we're going to come onto our backs as we move into lying bound angle. If you do have a bolster or a cushion, or maybe two if you don't have something as long and you like to use it for this posture, please go ahead and find it, tuck it underneath your back. And I'm going long ways against my spine today, but you could also go horizontally here. And it just provides a little bit different stretch or a little bit different opening. As you put your feet together, let your knees just drift outwards. Try to relax your whole body. And if this isn't feeling comfortable for your groin, you can always bring your knees to close and focus a little bit more on the chest and shoulder opening that's happening. And as we finish the practice, bringing your knees gently to close, slowly sitting up. And of course, you could always stay in that posture a little bit longer if it's just feeling amazing for you today. Our time has been short together today, but it's definitely been wonderful. Thanks for joining. Namaste. Do remember, if you enjoyed today's practice, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new here, leave me a comment, let me know how today's practice felt, and there is a link in the description down below that you can buy me a coffee as a way to help support my yoga channel. Have a wonderful day.